Hi, my mangoes. Today I'm doing what is coming next in your love life. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you come across this is whenever you are meant to come across this. And so I'm going to have you all take a moment. This is going to be pile one, pile two, pile three. And we're doing a Mayan Aztec theme today. And I call you my mangoes because I don't think there's anything sweeter than a mango or more delicious. Well, you know what? I could split that with a few other fruits. But mangoes are a crowd pleaser, and I think you all are sweet. So, um, we've got my little Mayan skull, my jaguar masked man, and my black obsidian mirror. So take a moment. One, two, three. And we're going to start with pile one. And I pre-shuffled y'all because I get nervous shuffling on screen. I don't know. I just do. And also, I'm always a person when I do pick a card readings, I always just end up getting on and skipping over it anyways. I don't really like watching it, so I'm not going to subject you to that. I'm sorry if you like watching it. I mean, if enough of you really want it, I'll do it, but I just think it allows us to cut to the chase. So, pile one, let's get into what you guys are going to have coming up in your love life. The Death card. Okay. Almost wished I had shuffled on screen because I can't make this up. This is so crazy. Like, we picked my skull, right? And then the first card is the Death card. And you know what's funny about this is, like, when I was pulling cards for these three piles, I was like, I want one card from this deck or two cards. And every single pile really has a different amount of cards. And y'all actually have the least chatty cards. I was trying to keep the other piles to about this amount. So we have the Justice card, the Emperor. But I feel like that has something to do with this death energy because, you know, that is like an abbreviation, a stop. So let's see what we are getting into. Okay, pile one. I am seeing... Okay, you guys have been going through a lot. Absolutely an ending. I am inclined to think this was a betrayal of some sort. Because with the Justice card in reversed, I just really feel like someone screwed you over. And right now, you're a little dead inside, pile one. You're sort of just like, you know what? I'm not here for this love shiz. And I see you focus on your shmoney, like just your career, material matters. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that, pile one. But the problem I'm seeing here is your emotions are blocked. And that may be because you're ignoring your feelings. You're not... I just feel like you are probably so burned out, so tired, so over it that you don't even want to deal with this because I really get a sense of weariness, a sense of just of not being here for it, pile one. So, I do think that the fact, though, that you are even coming to this reading means that you're probably aware of this. Like, I don't really get the sense that, you know, you're the kind of person who's like, I am robot, I have no feelings, I do not care. I think you know that you're blocked. And I think that generally, like, this is the Queen of Cups reversed, but I think generally you are this Queen of Cups. I do think you do embody this energy most of the time. And, and that's just blocked, and I think that's painful for you, because it's always painful when we are not able to embody our true nature, um when it doesn't feel safe, because I think whoever betrayed you really made you feel unsafe. Like it wasn't safe to love, like it wasn't safe to be. And I do think that has left a very like bitter taste in your mouth, and you don't necessarily feel safe or free to love or express yourself. And I don't blame you, Pile One. Like I just want to say, like, I really am hearing that, like, you may be being harsh with yourself. You may be being hard on yourself. You may be feeling like, oh, why was I so foolish, so stupid as to let this person or situation betray me? Like, maybe you even feel like you betrayed yourself. And you're being called to have a new perspective with the Hangman. Like, to be nice to yourself, to be kind to yourself, to, like, remember you're just human. It's okay. Like, it's okay, and it's going to be okay. We are not meant to be perfect, right? Like, we go through experiences to learn from them, and some things are not, I don't want to say that, like, oh, you went through this for a reason, like, because you deserved it. No, I think sometimes we get caught in the crossfires of other people's, mess. And whatever happened to you, like, it wasn't of your making, it wasn't your fault. And maybe there were parts that, like, you're like, oh, I should have seen this, or I should have done this. And it's like, well, maybe you didn't know what to look for, right? Maybe you weren't experienced for some of you. Maybe you just, like, thought the best of this person. That's what we do when we love someone. And that's beautiful. Like, I don't want you to lose that. And spirit doesn't want you to lose that. To lose that, like, that faith, that hope, that light. That person shouldn't be able to take that away from you, and they can't. That's your choice to relinquish that. So please hold on to that, and please just, like, give yourself the space to heal. Like, if you need to be in this energy right now, that's okay. This is productive, at least, right? You're still getting things done, but take some time. Take some time to heal. Take some time to unblock. Like, sometimes I'm just getting the sense, like, it's too much. You're so hurt that, like, you just can't feel it all day. And if you did feel it all day, like, you wouldn't be able to function at this level, right? So you're compartmentalizing it. And I get that. But you just need to let it out. You need to find ways. Like, I don't know if you have, if any of you have heard of worry breaks, but something like that, where you're like, okay, well, like, if my life is really scheduled every day at 1 p.m. for 45 minutes, for 30 minutes, for 20 minutes, I'm just going to worry. And that way you're not ignoring those feelings of anxiety, of worry, of fear. Like, we all have those, but you're giving them a space, and then you're containing them there, and you're moving on with your life and the things you need to get done, right? You're not letting it interfere with your emotional expression or your growth in material life. And then I'm just seeing, like, that this is just you're feeling so, like, battered and broken down right now. And it really is. I'm sorry, like, I wish I had better news for you, Pile One. Like, it's been a while since I recorded a reading, and this is not how I want to, like, structure this, but, like, yours is, like, less of a love reading and more of a, like, please take time to heal. Like, I think you want to move on, and you just want to kind of, like, leave this in the past, and I don't blame you, right? But, like, you don't rush. Like, take care of business first, so that like when you do move forward, you are you're going into something with a foundation that's like well set, and you're actually in a receptive mode because you're not receptive right now, pile one. Okay, so we're gonna go on to your oracle cards, which are clouds, shooting star, and aura. Okay. So clouds represents mystical, which essentially means let's see. I feel like you have Pilot, I'm getting the sense that you are, like I was saying earlier, you are very self-aware. I don't think that like you're usually in this emotional space. I just think you've been dealt a lot of blows. And again, I need you to recognize that, but I also feel like it's got you disconnected from your intuition. It's got you disconnected. I think you're a very spiritual person. You're a very mystical person. Like we see mystical here. I think you could be a light worker, a shaman, a reader. You may practice divination. I think you dabble in the arts, baby. You do something, and it's game recognized game. Like I recognize this energy. This is my energy. So I just like you're really being told that you need to find a way to reconnect with yourself. Stop doubting yourself. Like I think that whatever you just went through, it threw you for a loop, and you're just so you're usually able to pick up on things, like like and see through things very easily and through people, and like this blindsided you, and so it's really shook you up. It shook you to your core, and you're not centered right now because you don't trust in yourself. That's what I'm seeing with clouds. And like you need to part these clouds of doubt and let the light shine through. And the shooting star is confirmation. And for me, that is saying like, look, there is hope, okay? The shooting star is rare. You are absolutely going to have this new beginning. Everything is going to be okay. You're going to have those things, but you need to claim it. Okay? I need you to claim it. Spirit wants you to claim it. And then right here, like ending off with aura, I'm just seeing that you just need to take like a way for you to get back to yourself is like you need to take the time for observation. Like to really look at people. So whatever it is that you missed this time around, it's not you beating yourself up over it or like replaying it over and over like a broken record, but like really do a careful sort of analytical survey of what happened, what played out, what was going on, what did I miss? And now the next time you meet someone like this, you're going to recognize it. You're going to know what it is. You're going to be like, oh, that aura, that red flag, that purple flag, that blue flag. I know this type of person. I recognize this game, and I'm not doing this again, right? Like, it's never making that mistake. It's what you do after it. And it's also like not repeating it, right? Because insanity is repeating something over and over, expecting a different result. So it's not your fault. I cannot say that enough. I just really feel like you're blaming yourself. You're blaming the other person. I don't know what they did, pile one, because like there are so many people in this group. But like for some of you, maybe it was extremely deliberate. But like leave room. I think when we're hurt, when we're blindsided, when our ego is wounded, it's very easy to just sit there and like say that the other person's intentions were malicious, and oftentimes they're also in pain, they're also hurting, they're also afraid, so they may just have been operating from a very low vibration. And this doesn't mean you should place yourself in their hands again, but forgiveness is for you, okay? And you forgiving them for what they did for you, only like to you. Wow, I said for you. So I actually am gonna take that as like this person may have done a lot for you as well, right? And so you know what? I'm feeling like some of you are actually going to reconcile, and I don't want to like listen. I feel like everyone thinks they're the exception. They're just like, no, like he's not the one, like we are actually gonna. So for some of you, I'm sorry, like this is not a good situation. You do need to walk away. This is toxic. But there are some of you that like you may be reconciling, but like if you do choose to reconcile, you have to really take a look at this objectively and decide whether or not this is something you can let go of, whatever it was that transpired. And make sure for yourself that this person is being accountable, that they recognize what they did, that they're not going to engage in this behavior again, because you deserve to feel safe and not to be made to feel foolish, okay? But also, you're human, they're human. We're all figuring it out. Cut yourself some slack. Maybe cut them a little slack. Maybe. I say maybe. Because I would say don't cut them any slack, but Spirit is saying, like, I don't know what the situation is, guys. So, I mean, please comment below. I would love to know what happened, if you're comfortable sharing. And we're going to move on to, let me see, your advice card, which, ooh, I've never drawn this, you guys. This is from my Mystical Shaman Oracle deck, and it's Upper World. So I'm going to read this from the booklet for you all. I'm trying to burn it both ways. Okay. So the essence of this card is angels, divine helpers, the ancient ones, and all varieties of luminous beings populate the upper world. It is the place where you go to retrieve your destiny and find out who you will become, discover your great potentials and undreamt of possibilities. It is also the place where the spirits of the dead arrive when they complete their journey to the light. The invitation is, the upper world is calling you to step into your fully realized self. Clear distractions so that you can move into a higher destiny. So I really am getting from this is that this situation is really blocking you, not just emotionally, but we were discussing this also intuitively, also energetically. And I'm really seeing this. You have a higher purpose, pile one. Like, all of us have a higher purpose, but I'm really seeing that, like, your purpose is extremely, like, mystical, mythical. Like, you have, I don't know, maybe some of you are activists, maybe some of you are doing community work, are, spiritual counselors, leaders, helpers. I'm really seeing that you need to this may be the last sort of layer of emotional turmoil you need, because I sometimes, like, there are certain people or situations that are triggers for us, and I think that this situation has triggered like a lot of old wounds, old fears, maybe even karmic traumas. And so you're really being called to dispel that, to release it, to let it go. So yeah, I don't know. I just like, I'm getting, it's hard for me to find my words in this reading, and I really just, I'm getting this sense of just weariness, of like confusion, like with the clouds, of not, I really do get the sense that generally you are this like very watery, emotional person that's a great communicator. And right now you're just not. Like maybe you don't even feel like talking. Um, it's saying do not fall to the temptation to craft a slightly more improved version of yourself. Oh, wow. Okay. What you perceive as a problem or an obstacle is in fact the irritation you need to take the great leap. Remember, you cannot cross the Grand Canyon in two small jumps. So it's literally just saying, like, take a leap, go for it, right? And then the medicine is ask your divine helpers for guidance. If the oracle has already spoken to you, do not ask for more guidance. Take what has been offered. Now you must deal with the lethargy and idleness. While support for a new destiny is not yet in place, a new destination is available to you if you act now. So nothing is set in stone right now. You truly are at a crossroads, pile one. And so you are being called to reach out to your spirit guides. They're watching you. They want to support you. You're at the doorstep, right? Like of this amazing, incredible future that is yours, right? It is what is fated for you, but you have to claim it. You have to claim it. Like, no one can force you to claim it. It's still your choice, Padawan. So, with that, I end our reading, and I wish you the very, very, very best from the bottom of my heart. And I hope this was helpful for you. So, moving on to my pile 2. So my pile 2 deck, what is next in love? So pile 1, pile 2, for those of you who just came into the pile 2 reading directly. Pile 1 was kind of not exactly about love. It was more about like, we'll get to love one day, but you need to love you. You need to heal you right now. So I'm curious to see what we're going to pull up for you. So let's start. Okay. Immediately different. You are definitely, we start with the 2 of Cups. So you are definitely looking at some new love in your upcoming. Oh, okay. We have the Empress in reverse. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the Judgment card. We have the Fool in reverse. We have the 5 of Wands and the 9 of Cups. Okay. This is very interesting. Okay, this is actually more mixed energetically than I initially thought. Pile 2, what's going on with you? All right. So I'm definitely seeing... Okay, there's 2 energies here. And we're going to do my divine masculine and feminine. Although, of course, you know that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with gender, okay? Like, this is an inclusive space. You may identify with one or the other. So I'm going to read this as though you are the feminine. However, you may be identifying with the masculine. So then switch the energies, okay? So as a feminine, you have a lot of options right now coming in. And you're feeling a little disempowered because I'm seeing the Empress in reverse. And what I'm getting towards that is actually like, this is your goal. And I do think it's attainable. I think you may have even been embodying this energy in the past. So for some of you, you are the Empress and you're just off your game. You're not centered right now. Something has you out of balance. For some of you, you're not the Empress. That's okay. Might be talking to my queens, right? Maybe you're not at the Empress level yet, but you're heading there. Okay? And that's the goal. And there's nothing wrong with either. It's just where we're at any given point in our lives. And what I'm seeing two male energies in here. So for the people who are identifying as divine masculine, you may be the Knight of Cups or you may be the Knight of Wands. So either way, you're in competition for a woman right now, okay? So whoever you like has two suitors, but we're reading from her perspective. So Knight of Cups, very emotional offer. I'm getting the sense that this is not a very sexual relationship. It's very emotional. Like I get the sense that it's not like the page, so maybe you guys have been talking for a while, but it may not have progressed very far in a physical sense, or even in a, like, maybe you guys have just been chatting online. Maybe you guys have just hung out a little. Maybe you guys are just friends. Maybe you met through friends or through like a work, a more formal situation where there hasn't really been a chance to let this evolve in another way. However, I am seeing that that is not for lack of desire on your part. And Knight of Wands, we all know what that is, right? It's like I don't want to say the word, but it's the F boy. Okay, no, it's like player energy, right? So like that's not the best. Like, I mean, sometimes this can literally just refer to passion, okay? But in this case, the vibe I'm getting right now is not passion. It's not solely like just like, oh, I'm passionate about you more and more. I'm getting the sense this person is kind of like just wants to hit it and quit it, for lack of a better, like, and maybe they don't want to quit it immediately, but like this feels very physical, and like I'm not getting like the sense that this is someone who wants to like make you their significant other or make you their long-term partner, marry you, commit to you. Like, I don't get those vibes. I get those vibes here, not here at all, okay? And I do think, so we have our judgment card, so you are going to have to make a decision very soon. Like, maybe you've been in this situation for a while now. Maybe you've been ignoring it, and maybe that's what has you in reverse, okay? Or maybe you've been going through life circumstances where you haven't been able to really like prioritize this, but that is ending. It's coming to a head, and it's saying you've been acting like I'm really getting the sense that you've been playing dumb. You've been playing dumb, pile two. You've been acting like a little coy, a little innocent, like you don't know what's going on, but like that's not gonna fly anymore, baby. You gotta make a choice. Like, that's not okay. Like, this is not all of you, but some of you may be wanting to eat your cake and have it because you're enjoying attention from two different people, but like that isn't like energetically piled to. Like, I understand, like, as a woman there's nothing wrong, or as a feminine energy there's nothing wrong with like receiving male attention and wanting to bask in it, but like when we get to the stage where like there's a more formal offer, or like you're entertaining all of these people, energetically it's not a good thing. If you like, there's sort of a little window where like it then kind of becomes like a little slimy, a little oily, a little unethical, because then you're leading someone on, baby. And like, you don't want to do that. Like, that's not okay. Like, you wouldn't like it if someone did that to you. And like, there's a difference between like you're trying to feel it out and you're not sure, and like, oh, you're on Love Is Blind and you're in the pods and you have feelings for two different people, but like, no, you're not doing that, baby. You're ignoring it, and you're being told to make a decision. And I think there might be conflict. Like, I'm seeing Five of Wands, that spells conflict, that spells drama, and like that's probably because maybe you've already waited too long, okay? Or, so I'm seeing a few scenarios. You've waited too long to make a decision, and now you're in kind of shady territory and people are going to get upset. Another situation, this person might get tired of trying for you. They might realize, Like, you've kind of been playing them. And they're just like, you know what? I'm not your fool anymore. Goodbye. Another situation could be this person gets their ego. Like, say you pick the Knight of Cups, this person gets their ego hurt because they are a player and they're used to getting what they want and they don't expect you to choose him over him. Okay? And maybe for some of you in the past, you would have chosen the Knight of Wands, but maybe you're maturing now. There's quite a few scenarios here, and I can't run through all of them, right? But you're definitely going to make a choice, and this could even just refer to you having an internal struggle and truly being torn between both of them. And so when we're looking now at the Nine of Pentacles, I see you in this very independent energy. So I really do get the sense that, like, some of you may not choose either of these guys, actually. Some of you may not. And then for my divine masculines who are in here, you may walk away from this person because you might realize, like, this person is not worth it for me, okay? Like, yeah, I thought she was all these things, and she's actually not. Like, she might be trying to be, but, like, she's not, and I don't have time to wait for this because she is really just, like, blowing herself up and showing up as this person that, like, she isn't. And you know, I'm the Knight of Cups. I know I'm not a king yet. I know I'm not an emperor, but, like, I'm not pretending to be something I'm not. And she is. And so, and guys, I'm sorry, like, just for ease of pronouns, I'm going to use she, he, but, like, again, please substitute energies as you see fit or pronouns as you see fit. But yeah, I don't know. So you might just be seeing your self-worth and then you're like, you know what? I can do bad all by myself. I'm good. I'm the Nine of Cups. I'm stable. I got my money. I'm cute. I'm out here living. I'm spiritual. I meditate. I'm happy. I'm at peace. All of these things, like, you're just like, are you complimenting my life? Right? So I think I'm actually getting, like, more divine masculines in this pile than I thought I would, which is very interesting. But back to my divine feminines, though. You might choose neither, right? Like, you might end up alone. So I see quite a few ways. Or you might choose the person that you feel the freest with. And that, like, honestly, I'm leaning towards the Knight of Cups. But for some of you, maybe the Knight of Cups, because sometimes the Knight of Cups can be extremely suffocating. And so for some of you, you may just choose this quick connection because you're either not ready for this or this person may be codependent in some ways. And you're like, ooh, that's unbalanced. I'm an independent woman. I'm not seeing, like, a balanced offer yet from anyone. So I'm just going to run over here, have a good time, back to living my life, my best life, my Nine of Cups energy. So that's what I see coming up for you. And we're going to look now at your oracle cards. And we have the ancient oracle messages. What did I say, y'all? Decision. I can't make this up. And then okay. So reversed, augur, mastery. Okay, so for me, this echoes that reversed empress. You are not okay right now. And I think it's because you're not being honest with yourself. You're blocking certain parts of either yourself or your growth, okay? And that needs to stop. You need to make that decision. It's not okay. Something about not making this decision and not facing something, not facing certain truths, or maybe not wanting to make a choice really has you in a very low vibrational energy. And then fire, spontaneity. I think, like, yeah, I really see that also as, like, once you do make this choice, it's really going to just ignite your inner light, your flame, your fire, your fuego. You're gonna be out. Like, listen, whenever, like, you're just gonna feel like the weight of the world has been lifted off of you, and you are living. Okay, you're not just living. You're like ablaze. Okay, I was about to be like, Mom, you know, I can't say bad words. Sorry, I needed a little water. Okay. So then, moving on to our advice card. You were the only pile that I chose two for, and look at what we got. Okay. Yeah, guys, I got many paths. Like, you have options, pile two. Okay? You have options. And for my divine masculines for this pile, maybe you've been fixated on this divine feminine and you have options. So it's telling you. So I'm going to read this one and then I'm going to read this one. Because even though like I pulled this one out second, I'm feeling more drawn to read that one first. So for many paths, your call now is to take a big, bold step and leave the beaten path. Heaven and earth are conspiring on your behalf to support you in this move. Do not dally lest you miss the moment. You know what's funny is like, I actually feel like there might be a slight overlap with pile one. Like, so maybe for some of you, it is worth it for you to check out pile one. Because one of the cards that we got for pile one, and I don't remember which one. But they were basically saying like, you can't cross the Grand Canyon in 2 leaps. Actually, I think it might have been their advice card. You have to just throw yourself, right? Like it's a leap. Or wait, was it your? Okay, y'all, I'm sorry, my mind ain't here. It's here, but it's not here. I have ADHD, okay? These are like ADHD problems. Like, it's a whole nother topic. But the point is, you need to seize the moment because your window is closing right now for this. And listen, inaction is a decision, okay? Sometimes by not making the decision, we're still making a decision. Like, right? You're making a decision not to make a decision. And in that sense, you're making a decision to give up your agency and let life happen to you instead of you happen to life. Sometimes it's better to happen to life and for it not to go well than for life to happen to you and for it not to go well. Does that make sense? Like, take ownership of your life. Like, don't run from failure. Failure is just a catalyst. Okay? If you're able to fail forward enough times, you will fail forward into success. Pile 2, I really feel like Spirit wants you to hear that. You will fail forward into success. So please do not let this situation, if you are being played, if it is like you are being, if you feel like you put all your eggs in this basket and you're very disappointed, I just need you to remember, like, you will be okay if you just keep going and you don't give up, because this isn't your only path. You've got to keep going, okay? And sometimes one path makes way for another path, and you wouldn't have gone into that other path if you hadn't taken this path, even though it was a hard path. So, for Middle World, which is our last advice card, I love this. I actually love this so much. It's like, yes, you're going to be okay regardless. You're going to be better than okay. You're going to be good. The middle world shows up when conditions are favorable to your undertaking. Do not hesitate. Move forward as heaven and earth are smiling upon you. The time is right, so be expedient but mindful of not being reckless. The world is your playground. It's your oyster, okay? And what would require great effort at any other time can be accomplished with ease right now. So I'm seeing this is a great time for manifestation. So like, manifest the things you really want. And sometimes, guys, like, people have free will, right? We can't force them to do something we want. So sometimes we're better served with manifesting things that are like directly in our locus of control, right? You can manifest people, but they still have to be willing participants to some degree. Um, and that's all I have for you, pile two. I really, truly hope that was helpful. And please let me know down in the comments if this resonated with you. I always want to hear your stories. With that, we will move on to pile 3 with the Black Obsidian Mirror. Pile 3. Taking a sip of water before we start. And my last pile of the day, and your pile was the chattiest. Before I even get into this, y'all, my incense is out, and I don't feel right about that. So we're gonna grab another one, and I will be right back. Pile 3. Can I just tell you, when I did your tarot cards, your team pile peoples, this group of mangoes had the chattiest like literally, I think I don't, but you know what, we're gonna count how many cards I pulled for y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12! I might have pulled like 6 or 8 for pile 2, which was the most. So, I have not looked at these. Pile 3, okay? So we're about to get into it. It's about to be crazy. Hopefully a good crazy. Alright, so pile 3. What is coming next in your love life? Okay. Really? We're gonna start there? Okay, pile 3. Alright. 8 of Swords. Page of Cups. 3 of Wands reversed. 8 of Wands reversed. Jesus Christ. 10 of... You guys, you're breaking my heart. Okay, I'm gonna make a little space. 10 of Swords reversed. 10 of Cups. Okay, right. 3 of Cups. Temperance. 9 of Swords reversed. Queen of Wands. The Star reversed. And 7 of Cups reversed. All right. Give me one moment because it's a lot of pile 3. I really just get the sense that you're overwhelmingly afraid and paralyzed when it comes to love. You are not. There's someone here who wants you, and I think you know who that someone is. For some of you, it may be fairly recent, but for quite a lot more of you, I feel like you've known each other, maybe not for a very long time, but enough that like you're familiar with this person, you know what it's about. It's probably a connection that hasn't really gotten off the ground fully, but I do think that there's mutual interest, and I think it has you in a panic because I think that you are not comfortable with emotional connections, and this one is definitely has the potential to be something. You could see yourself being very happy with this person, but I think that like for whatever reason, you either because you yourself may have had, you know, a really sort of not great love life in recent or in general past, right? Like you may have just had like not so great experiences in love, and um so your association with love is just pain and suffering, and um you're freaking out, baby, and like uh I don't want my mangoes to be sad, but like you guys are so sad, and I'm getting all of the sad cards and the depressed cards and the anxiety cards because I'm pulling the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Swords, and the Ten of Swords in reverse. Like, this is really heavy. This is really, really heavy. And I'm seeing that, like, with this Ten of Cups and the Three of Cups, like, you could really be happy with this person, and not even just in a like perfect domestic bliss kind of way, but also in a like just like I feel like you guys, for a lot of you, I really feel like you guys are friends or started off as friends, and like maybe now you're in this weird limbo because you've been like, I first, you know what? I actually, I really just got this message that some of you are dodging their calls and you're ghosting them, and like it's literally because you're so panicked, and I don't want to laugh at you. It's just like you've got to face this, okay? You can't hide from this. Well, you can. You shouldn't. I think you're going to regret this. I think you also feel, I think in general, you have a false belief that, like, maybe you're not desirable, or, like, all of your options are bad, or, like, there's something shady about them, and, like kind of like, oh well, like, yeah, maybe love happens, maybe romance is real, but it's like not real for me, and it's not gonna happen for me, and so um you don't really believe you have options. It's really what I'm seeing with the Seven of Cups, and like here comes this like probably decent option, right? And you're not even like at the first sign of interest, you're freaking out. And I'm hearing like, yeah, your biggest thing is like you're being called to like be temperate and to really balance yourself out. And I know that it is so hard to pull yourself out of this place, but it's worth it, okay? Because like right now you're not in your power, okay? And like yeah, I mean, this makes me sad because I'm seeing like you're not in your power. You don't have hope. These two cards together, like, especially with all of this, like, I'm seeing you don't have hope. You don't have faith. You don't believe that, like, there are, like, real and good possibilities for you. And, like, that's not okay. Wow, really, do you understand that's not okay? Uh, you know, when whenever I've been in this headspace, or I have a friend or a loved one who's in this headspace and we're talking through it, right? Um, I always, so an exercise that really helps me is to envision someone that I truly love, or even my younger self, and then think about them in my situation, and like, would I ever truly think or believe that they don't deserve X, Y, and Z? Would I ever truly think and believe that they aren't fill in the blank, right? All of the bad things you tell yourself, and I think you start to realize how like as real as these feelings are, as grounded as they are in fear, it doesn't mean that they're real as in they're valid or that they're truthful, right? Like our emotions around it are real, but the belief itself is not real. But we make it come to fruition sometimes because we feed it that energy. So if you wouldn't tell your baby sister or baby niece or baby nephew that they will never have prospects in love and that they are inherently unworthy, undesirable, like, why do you feel like you're an exception to that? Because let me tell you something. For every shoe, there's a pair, Okay? Like there's another. That was like a really weird way that I just said that, but for every shoe there's another. So there's someone who mirrors you, who understands you. They're not you, right? But you have a soul tribe out there. You have a soulmate out there. Soulmates plural, right? Because soulmates can be friends as well. There is someone out there who will love you, who or wants to love you for you, but you have to let them in. You have to walk out of this like mental self-imposed prison. And I know that like it's hard, especially when like these are mechanisms sometimes that have been in place from childhood, right? And they're learned through like painful experience, and all you're trying to do is protect yourself. And I think like please don't be hard on yourself, and like remind yourself that you're just doing your best. There's nothing wrong with that, but also you are worthy and you deserve more than what's currently happening. You deserve to experience your life with this person, whether or not this goes well. Okay, you are strong. I really feel like you've been through some things. Okay, and I'm not saying invite pain in, but like not everyone you date has to. It doesn't always have to end badly, right? Sometimes things end and that's okay. Sometimes it's Mr. Right Now. And Mr. Right Now is not always a bad person. Sometimes Mr. Right Now is who you needed to keep you warm for the winter, and like you guys learned some things for each other, and then you sent each other on your path towards your fates, right? But like maybe that was a needed rest stop, a needed break, a needed respite, a needed phase. Like there are so many things in life that you've gone through that end, and that isn't necessarily bad. You go to high school, right? And that ends. You go to college and it ends. But those are necessary things. And so if you can apply that to people and allow yourself to experience it and not just associate it with pain, but maybe associate it as well with growth, I think you'll find that like that is going to be very helpful for you, pile 3. Okay, so we're done now with the tarot, and you will be excited to hear that I will be moving into your oracle cards, my mangoes. So I get fragmented. Yes, baby, you are fragmented, mi mango. Fortune cookie in reverse. This is you not believing that you have luck, that you have fortune, that you are blessed. Stop doing that. Stop it. I don't like it. You are blessed. I'm turning it upside down because I'm so angry. Okay? You are fortuitous. Say that. Say that. You are fortuitous. And you know what? In this card, let's see. You will receive some high prize or award. You will be honored by someone you respect. Your happiness is intertwined with your outlook on life. I'm sorry, card. I wasn't trying to hurt you. Yes. And then wisdom reverse. Stop it. You're wise, okay? I'm reversing that too. Stop being foolish. Look. Stop. You have inner wisdom, okay? I want you to be fortuitous and wise and not we're going to reverse this and not fragmented. That's all I have to say about that. Okay. And now for our very last oracle card, we have lightning. Let's see. We're gonna read it. And the card number for this is 30. So 30 might mean something to you. And I don't know why I was asked to say that just now, because it's a number 3. So you can look that up. It has various meanings. The forces of the upper world are investing their gathering energies to ignite you with new inspiration and creativity. Allow this divine gift of awakening to take root in your being and enjoy a renewed sense of clarity, passion, and vision. Let me tell you something. Allow. Emphasis on the word allow this divine gift of awakening to take root in your being. You are being called to be in a place of receptivity and to stop hiding yourself away and locking yourself away. This is not what you're supposed to be doing right now. Okay? And with that, I'm going to close out our reading. You have all been great, fabulous. This has been so beautiful and nourishing for me, and I feel so honored and blessed to have been able to be here with you all today. And please go forth into your life, into your week, into your day with all of the light, all of the love, and just know that I love you all, my mangoes. And please like, share, subscribe. I'm not great with all the links or whatever. I'm just, but you know what to do.